Hey guys, this is Benjamin Von Wong, Montreal-based photographer, and today I'd like to take a quick 5 minutes to show you guys the brand new SmugMug. I've been lucky enough to be one of the beta testers, so I actually took the time to redesign my website. As you can see over here, it displays the images in a beautiful kind of a grid format where you see everything in different sizes. It's got a nice scroll. It can even embed videos, which for me as a behind-the-scenes photographer is extremely important, as I want to showcase that side of me. And I even have a beautiful contact form over here so that commercially people can contact my agent for gigs. But that's not really what I want to show you guys today. What I want to show you is how things look like in the back end. So over here I have a test account courtesy of SmugMug, and I'm going to create a new gallery just for you guys with a bunch of images that I have prepared over here. So we're going to upload these really quickly. I have ripped all of these images off of Flickr, as you can see from the codes, but there are a bunch of tools over in SmugMug that will help you do this transfer immediately and seamlessly, which is what I had to do as I had never used SmugMug in the past. So once that's done, the first thing that I'm going to do is head over into the organizer menu to organize the website into a variety of different categories. As you can see, my images are currently a mess, so I'm going to create a bunch of categories. In my case, I'm going to create a fire gallery, and I'm also going to create a surreal gallery because these are kind of the two galleries that I have of stuff. I'm also going to create a couple pages. I'm going to explain why later. One of fire again. We're going to call it the fire, and I'm going to create a second one called the surreal, which are going to be my hyperlinks. So what I'm going to do is take all of the images that are currently located in my test folder and just drag them off using a combination of the Command and Shift keys to drag them off into the fire folder. And then from that point forward, we simply have to take all of the remaining images and drag them off into my surreal folder. Now, as you can see, it's quite easy to move things by dragging and dropping them. But what you can also do once you're in the folders is just click and drag to reorder them in whatever order you deem is interesting. Once that's completed, it would be time to look at things on the front end. What do you want the look and feel of your site to become? So what's cool about the new SmugMug is that you can choose a whole bunch of really sexy themes straight out of the bat. And they go from the grids over to the organic views over to the slideshow. So depending really what type of look and feel you're going for, you simply need to click and select to choose a theme that you want. So let's say hypothetically, I kind of think that this is the right theme for me. So I'm just going to click on preview. This works for me. I'm going to start customizing it right away. I'm going to start making it look like what I want it to look like. So let's say the first thing over here, you notice that, well, what are all these logos doing here? This is not absolutely right. So by selecting on the little wrench icon, I can go and I can actually create a gallery out of photos that I want. So in my case, I just want to select all of the fire images, once again pressing and holding shift, adding all the surreal images, once again holding shift. Oh, I only have a limit of 20, and that will be done. So now I'm featuring on the front page 20 images that I absolutely love. I also can choose what action happens. Do I go to the gallery or do I go into a lightbox? In my case, I think a lightbox absolutely works just about better. And let's say finally I prefer a grid, so I'm just going to select the grid and I want the images to come out just a little bit larger. On click, and there we go, I have a new front page. Let's say I hypothetically wanted categories over here on the left. Once again, I can easily customize those by simply connecting these to a page that I want. So as I said earlier, I had created a fire page called the fire. I'm going to create one of those. And I'm also going to the fire, and I'm also going to create another one called the surreal. Now, the surreal. And simply select a page from the back end over here to add to my entire setup. Now I can say done, and this is currently going to be how my website is looking. So you get instantaneously feedback on how your website's looking and whether or not you like it. So I'm going to head over to the page, the fire, and what's cool is that you can customize each of these pages very simply. So I'm going to customize this page in particular, and I'm going to add I want to add multiple photos by simply dragging and dropping. In this instance, I'm going to choose a single gallery in this case the gallery of fire, and I can choose exactly how I want them to be displayed, whether it's a grid, whether it's that collage mode, whether it's vertical or portrait. These are all settings that you can set up straight up here right away, right off the bat. That's done. I have my images all properly laid out. I can also choose a variety of small little details, such as whether or not I want the image to be in dynamic width or fixed width. So this is something that I personally find very important because I like things to be extremely immersive. Now hypothetically, if you wanted to add an extra piece of content, let's say you wanted people to be able to share this, you can drag social icons straight onto the button right there, or maybe you wanted a share button, you can also drag that straight up here. These are all things that are extremely easy to do, and they take just a single click. If you want to remove them, you add them and you subtract them. So for example, now I've done my fire one, I can click publish now because I like the way things are going. I'm gonna head over to the surreal and do the same thing and recustomize, but except this time around I want things to be completely different. I want to add a series of photos, but let's say I just wanted them in a slideshow mode because for whatever reason I decided that my surreal images just look absolutely better in a slideshow. So that's what I'm going to do right here. Create that, call it the surreal once again, and bam, I have a slideshow that is ready to go. One other thing that's really cool is that once you're here, you can also go and customize the entire look and feel of the entire page when at any point in time. So let's say there's a different theme. I think that this is a little bit too dark, and I'd like to get maybe this SmugMug theme, which is a lot whiter. This applies automatically to all of the other pages instantaneously to change the look and feel of our site. So as you can see, it's quite easy, it's quite customizable. It might take a little bit of time to get the feel of how the whole navigation works, but it is quite cool. Alright guys, so this is pretty much the result of 5 minutes of screwing around on the brand new SmugMug, so I hope you enjoyed that. If you want, head over to the blog and I go into a little bit more detail on why SmugMug is actually quite interesting of a system, because of their searchability, their management, their unlimited uploads, and the fact that you can actually generate sales with a built-in shopping cart function that for me as a struggling artist is always quite interesting to have as a function. So go over to the blog. I also have a promo code that SmugMug has set me up with to thank me for being one of their beta testers. So there we go guys, like, comment, subscribe, and see you guys around next time.